make this one fast. Somebody had said the next time that I did a gaming cycle or whatever with people that to document it or whatever, do screenshots on it and all that. So I'm tired at the moment, and it's late, and so you're going to get the bare bones of this shit. All right, now this one I let it flow because you already know what basic arguments any other position's going to make, which is you're stupid, you're full of shit. I said so because I said so. All right, they don't prove and they don't do. And what proof they have is still fiction and viewpoint only because they cannot do. If they cannot do, therefore they are full of shit. All right, that's called a con artist, a carny barker. All right, in this case, they are regurgitating other fiction in abeyance of having to do any real thinking themselves. But that's why the system's set up as it is. That's why Dawkins and the atheists even exist. They should thank the Catholic Church. Their mere existence is because of it. But again, you can't take a retard to a book and make him read. So those fucking people are useless for anything other than at least establishing how little everybody knows when they claim they know everything of nothing or nothing of everything. Okay, so that was long-winded, yes, but fuck it. You ain't paying me, so it's going to be that way. All right, on the video that we're talking about is monkeys talk about religion. Okay, now the reason I'm showing you this screenshot is A, you have to think of when you're doing a game cycle, you have to think of, okay, look at the numbers view. All right, 400,000 views, so you know it's popular with what? 12 to 14-year-olds. Okay? I'm serious. Use your fucking noodle. Apply all the presumptions that you can and then eliminate the presumptions for the facts. Okay? In this case, I cannot factually prove all of the views are 12 to 14-year-olds, but in a mental status, I can guarantee you most of those views, even if they're 142 years old, it's still a 12 to 14-year-old mental status. Okay? Or have we not covered the basics of game theory models? All right, social cohesion, reconstruction, and behavior modification. Have we not? Okay, so we can go with some base presumptions and have it, you're rolling the dice, but you're hitting it what you want. That don't mean it don't go sour on you, though. So anyway, and it's obviously uploaded by richarddawkins.com. So it is obvious that it's atheist-driven. Okay? It's a handy J to Seth MacFarlane, who, by the way, used to be the artist for the Spider-Man, for Amazing Spider-Man and all that, when they rebooted that comic book back in the 90s. That's where I first heard about him. Then one day, some people were talking about Family Guy like 4 years after it was on and got canceled 2 or 3 times because it's a shitty show, right? It's, yeah. Anyway, the point is, somebody said that he was doing that, and I was like, wow, real step up, right? Fucking doing cartoons on TV that aren't all that good. But anyway, we know Seth MacFarlane obviously doesn't like religion, all right? He's not nearly as bad on... It's hilarious how biased these fucking people are. And they'll tell you they're not biased, but of course so. They're justifying their own bullshit. Of course they're going to tell you they're unbiased. Anyway, so that's why I picked this video. Somebody else had watched it. One of y'all had watched it, and it popped up on my thing, on my feed thing, or whatever the fuck it is. Where it tells you so-and-so commented on this, and you're like, what the fuck is he doing watching that? I'm going to go watch that. And then you go watch it. It's like, God, what the fuck? Right? Because you bastards are disgusting. You fucking animals. Anyway, monkeys talk about religion. Look at the setup. Now, you're looking at the screen, you're going, I don't understand. Well, look at the setup. Look at the title of the video. It's establishing the mood. It's inducing that emotional drive. Ha 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 ha, let's laugh. Monkeys talk about religion. Right? On richarddawkins.com with 500,000 views. Right? It's establishing that precedent. This is where your herd mentality will come in, that basic natural game model where everybody's going to jump in together and be buddies, right? Oh, let's all go bash Christianity or whatever religion this week, right? Okay. Now, remember that we're proceeding from the game cycle setup of nullity gaming, which is I have no position, but I know your position is full of shit. Call it Socrates. I know I don't know anything, but I know you're a fucking retard, dude, because only a retard would say that shit. All right? So give me a fucking break. All right. And the gaming setup for that video is Monkeys Talk About Religion. It's a presumption establishment. Okay? All right. Obviously, you know what they're leading to. And Seth MacFarlane, you know what he is and does. Anyway, so moving on, let me pull it up. I went ahead and planted my flag with a challenge declaration. And there's my challenge, the declaration, the challenge. It's real vague, and I went only after Seth MacFarlane. But if you'll notice, I threw in atheist to cover all of the things instead of saying, well, that's stupid, monkeys can't talk. What kind of fucking retard would listen to a fake monkey talk? See, there's that, right? Okay. So, there's a lot of weaknesses of presumptions in here and fictional attachments that don't exist. So you can pull it apart and one or two things and everything falls apart because atheists are going to the video and using complete and utter horse shit to help back their argument when they have no argument to begin with. So it's fiction on fiction on fiction on presumption on presumption on assumption on supposition. So they literally have nothing, and they're only fucking themselves when they do shit like this with a video that's so easily pulled apart because of the weaknesses of it. Alright? It's not buoying you up, it's fucking you up. But that's okay. You go ahead and do that. I'll come along and help you out. Alright. So my statement, my declaration is, so the irony of an atheist who is supposedly evolved from a monkey's butt. Now let me throw in, thank you, Wrestling Jesus, for that one. That was hilarious. All right. Then draws a cartoon with fictional monkeys in it talking about the religion of other monkeys that don't believe in evolution and also who do not exist in order to make a real, if not fake, for it is fiction, paycheck. Does nobody get the joke? Okay, nobody gets the joke, right? That's the real joke. So, moving on. That was my declaration. Here is Parrot Zombie Player number 1. His reply to the declaration is, the joke is, it's 2012 and people still believe in a all-powerful boogeyman who can read their thoughts. All right, now look at the 18 thumbs up. Okay, if you'll notice, that's other players that are stepping off and stepping out. All they're doing is defending their investment in Seth MacFarlane, in a fucking cartoon, and the cult mentality of Dawkins. What did I just say in my declaration? Fact. All of this is bullshit, and it's retarded. But nobody got the joke. See, the only joke is the monkeys. That's supposed to be funny. Not somebody eliminating all sides. That's not funny. Now remember, I didn't mention God. I didn't say I believed in God, Jesus, or anything. Though some of you know that, hey, I'm okay with Mr. Christ, I guess. You know, the dude. The walking dude, you know what I mean? Anyway, so my cycle opener with him is, the joke is you are defending cartoon monkeys and bitching about the ghosts you don't like in your empty coconut. It's a wonder you can pee standing up. So I matched his joke with my joke. I matched it. Look at the deal and look at my setup. You may not actually get this. Some of you may not get this without deconstruction. I'm not knocking you. What I'm saying is, this is how I do it. I don't give a fuck what you do, and why would you do it my way anyway? The point is, this is how I'm doing it. The joke is it's 2012, and I'm saying the joke is you're defending cartoon monkeys. He says, and people still believe in an all-powerful boogeyman who can read their thoughts. And I'm saying you're bitching about the ghosts you don't like in your empty coconut. I'm saying what he is telling me to him. That's what I'm saying. But that's not funny. All right, so we're moving on. All right, let's see here. Monkey Kook 2. Parrot Zombie player number 2. And this, they're doing 9 hours. They're doing 9 hours. They're beginning their delayed response cycle because they're running in the retarded vested interest culty pack. Okay? They're running the racetracks around the videos that they like. All right? Doing defense. That's what culties do, zealots and culties. Okay? And in this case, they're beginning delayed response cycles. Okay? Because they do delayed response cycles because they don't think you will respond. Okay? Now, this one says, I know you don't even know the basics of the evolution theory. He's saying it himself. Now, I return that favor in kind by delay. Because today I said I'm not going to respond. I might look at one or two of them and, they ain't worth a fuck. But if I get a few, I might do a game cycle. So anyway, I return the favor by saying, why would I ever want to know something from a random commenter that asks me to have faith only in his vague and unproven theoretical fiction? Seems legit. Now, this is the beginning of a multi-game cycle setup. Okay, setups across the board for all of them because they're all watching. Look, he's got 5 thumbs up. The other guy had 18 or whatever the fuck it was, right? So they're monitoring it. So what I'm doing is I'm setting it up for everyone and all comers that are watching. I'm telling them, stay out. I'll whoop this asshole, stay out. You can see what I'm doing, stay out. That's why you do the sledgehammer or the brutal model. Right? You don't hold back and not hurt nobody's feelings. They are attacking me. Did I not make the challenge? I made the challenge. And so they stepped up to the challenge. So they are on attack while I'm on defense. Okay. So I told you the defender has the advantage. So there is no losing in this case because they're not going to prove or do anything, especially do anything. Okay, so remember that. In this case, there's no real loss here. Though I like to carry it all the way to the very end, to the bitter end generally, and just blow it out across the board so they won't come back. All right, so anyway. So I begin the multi-game cycle setup across the board as zombies will reference each other at a later date when fictional positions degrade. So what you have to do is you have to take one of the parrot zombies and make an example out of him brutally. Okay? This is Emperor Commodus, etc. Okay, when fictional positions degrade and they begin to withdraw and bunker hunker, what they'll do is they got to hide in the fiction. Now, remember, I've already done all my atheist work prior to this with Puka, Amazing Atheist, and well, not really with Puka, but what I mean is I enjoy Puka. Because he's not stupid. But the Amazing Atheist and the others, I've already whipped their ass more than once. And I'm sure something has traveled across there because they don't usually pester me none. Alright, hold on just a second. Let me pull up the next one. Parrot Zombie player number 3. All zombies, all of them are initiating cycles with blowout-only models in delayed commenting openers. Okay? That's all there is to this. They got to be dickheads. They don't have anything. All right, so this will generally tell you their age, okay, which will be a little bit younger, under 30 at least. Those, we had discussed social cohesion and behavior modification, so technically anymore, that's all the way up to the age of 50 they act like this. This one says, I stopped reading your comment after the first 15 or so words. Go pick up a copy of The Origin of Species by Darwin and read that. This cartoon will make much more sense. I matched my reply plus removing the fictions from the gaming field. I got to remove the fictions out. Remember, I got to do it in... I like to vary. I don't like to use the same standard. I have done it before where you use the same standard stuff. My first few were like that. Same standard stuff across each game cycle with each player, right? Each banter back and forth, each challenge cycle, and all that. I used to do it like that, but I get bored with it. I don't want to just be a robot and just pop a response that's cookie cutter. You got to really go into it and bring the art out in it, you know what I mean, if that's what you want to call it. Now, this is my matched reply. In short, you said a book full of pictures written by a kook must be valid even when never proven. Yet you then say a cartoon full of moving pictures written by a kook with an unproven opinion and viewpoint then overrides all other reality. And while complete and utter fiction, it is more valid. Is it more valid? It is more valid. That's what he's saying. Remember, also when you're doing this, on each reply, you're literally telling them what they're going to tell you. Now, they're going to fight with what they tell you in a way, but the deal is they're done. You've said your piece right in their face, and they're going, I'm going to reply exactly to that and conform to this model that you've set up. Okay? So this model that you've set up, I'm going to reply in that distinction. That exact model. That exact racetrack. Okay? So that is setting him up for theory. He's going to tell me it's a theory, then it's a fact. But it's a theory. And yeah, it might be unproven. But there's evidence of inducement, but not proof. And, so on and so forth. Because some of them want to go a long way around of saying, I don't fucking got nothing. Okay. So anyway. And why in the hell would I ever want to make sense like that? Because there is no sense. Right? This one is trying to imply you know nothing when I'm implying you really don't know a fucking thing, dude. You're the only one here that's going cuckoo. All right, so that one is that one, and let's move on to the final one. Yes, Parrot Zombie player number 4. We didn't evolve from monkeys. It's apes, you dimwit. I like that one, dimwit. All right. Read the theory before you criticize it. And I'm like, hey, what? They're letting me have they're just doing it. What did I say in my declaration? My challenge opener. Well, they're doing all my work for me. And you'll tell me, Jones, fuck John. He's a carny barker. You don't see that. I don't give a fuck what he says. He's setting the openers for his kooks. Corey C's doing it. Raw Dog's doing it, and they know it. I'm sure they're sloppy at it, but anyway, the point is, these carny barkers, this is all they do. They tell you what you're going to say, and you say it. I don't guess I can keep explaining this, and if you don't get it, I just can't tell you any other way. They're telling you what you're going to do because you're not thinking, you are reacting and calling it thinking, and you're reacting with emotion with the natural third grade game models, okay? And it's not fucking going to do you no good because you're not winning, you're just grunting at each other like retards. Now, if you want a win, you can go might is right, correct. There's also I overpower you with bullshit. That's the huckster, the shyster model. They overpower you with fiction. They just dump fiction on you. They stir that fucking chicken noodle in your coconut, chicken noodle soup in there. Or you nullity. This is the one they never use because it scares people, and they don't want to have no position. They don't want to say, yeah, I'm full of shit, and everything I've ever done is full of shit and is irrelevant. That's not nihilism, or whatever that fucking kook Mollyhuck says. It's the removal of horseshittery and bullshittery. When you nullify all these things, That's it. Game's over, dude. Nobody gets to play. Why y'all don't do it, I don't get it. Because you don't want to win. You want to argue. What did I tell you fucking people? You don't argue. You win. So, Pontifex, if you see someone, like we talked about, arguing about bullshit that's fiction and they know it's fiction because you told them it was fiction, yet they continue to argue, it makes them a fucking shyster. They've got invested interest in whatever that is, and they are so deeply vested in it, they don't want to let it go. So you get to have fun in any way you want, right? It's nullity. Don't nothing bother you, son, because ain't nothing attached to you. You ain't the one that's got the fucking problem, now is it? That's right. All right. We didn't evolve from monkeys. It's apes, you dimwit. Read the theory before you criticize it. My reply is a nullity model of all cycles for all onlookers, if they were to come back. All right? Because remember, I'm trying to be more efficient with the game cycles, knowing that there are onlookers. Okay? So now also this is probably just one person with multiple accounts. You know how this shit works. I imagine one of them's even a sock puppet. It doesn't even fucking matter. That's not the point, is it? I'm planting the flag and whipping the ass and being done with it. Now, I can actually declare a win across the board on all of these right here and right now because none of them did anything and they're all full of shit, and I told all of them they were. That's it. That's the end of the game. This is the point where you got to decide, well, I know I've already won, but the deal is, do I want to do it enough for the crowd? Do I want to teach someone a lesson? Now you begin to get it. Okay? Now, do I want to build more out of this, or do I just want to just wipe the game board, nobody's on it, that's it. That's it. You saw what it was. They didn't win, they just flapped their fucking turkey gobbling cake holes. They did nothing. Alright, so anyway, the nullity model's here. So basically, your piss poor argument revolves around the fact that I should make a completely arbitrary distinction of ape over monkey when the hilarious and unproven evidence suggests that the only arbitrary kook here isn't me, the monkey, or the ape. It is you. After all, you don't see me, apes, or monkeys making retarded theoretical claims. It is you. So out that goes. After all, if you want to prove evolution, go ask a monkey. Uh-oh. Well, there's a problem. He ain't going to tell you what the fuck you want to know. Well, yeah, actually, you see, well, I was eating a banana the other day. George come over and said, we was in Egypt at one time, and we just, started running around upright and everything, and Homo erectard, sapiens was running around, and no. Yes, what you just heard was complete and utter horseshit. Somebody will try it too one day. Watch. We found the missing link, and he was on VHS with the Taliban in a cave going, I'm an evoluted monkey. Believe in me. I don't give a fuck if they find fish with legs, and they're human legs. And it's a perch with 4-foot-long legs. They don't prove nothing. It's a fish with 4-foot-long legs, son. That's all that proves. Goddamn. So anyway, that ends this because I'm not going to worry about the rest of the replies. They're all going to follow the same cycles into obliteration, which is the same fucking thing. They're all null and void, man, because they didn't have anything. So when you stamp their fucking check, void, null, it's gone. I ain't got nothing. Alright? I can criticize whatever the fuck I want, and I love it. And you should like it too, not because of me. I'm saying you should enjoy it too. So, anyway, when carny barkers bark like dogs to hear their head rattle, right, make fucking bank, well, unfortunately, here come the culties and their zealots. Now, it's not the smartest thing in the world to go walk off into their house where they're together having a good time and start kicking people in the balls, in the scrotes, all right? It's not the best idea. However, if you enjoy it, it is the greatest idea. Now look at that. I pulled four responses. Though I did 5 if you count my declaration. And each one was just weak, vapid, gaseous, non-proof, non-fact, illogic fallaciousness. Right? Completely arbitrary opinion and viewpoint. So, alright? Alright, this was a really long one. I didn't want to do it this fucking long, but... So there you have it. I'm not going to finish the game cycles because I'm bored. Alright, I don't want to fucking do it. It's always the same fucking thing. Nobody should ever ask me a fucking yen from... I don't give a fuck if you're CIA, FBI, NSA, the fucking Russians, the Chinese... Well, I don't speak Chinese, so that fixes that shit, right? Ain't nobody going to need to ask me about game theory when it comes to this media bullshit and fucking social cohesion and reconstruction when I've done these videos. Okay, because it's all bullshit, man, and you know it. And they are just trying to sell their version of bullshit because they believe it. Okay? All right. Now, the only distinctions I make is that I don't mind certain religious bullshit. Because if you ain't got social cohesion, you got retards like this saying you came from a fucking monkey's ass. Now, okay, now which one is fucking weirder to you? If you came from a monkey's ass, don't that make you a fucking animal? Because I'm sure them dickheads that run the show don't mind you being an animal at all in the law. Some of you going to catch that. Some of you are going to catch that shit. Law of nature and stuff. That's right. So, anyway, especially with Governor Winthrop's papers. But anyway, the point is, hey, whatever the fuck you people get out of this, I don't know. But why you're not doing it yourself. Actually, Good Fight was doing it. Good Fight, Thomas Paine and everybody else is doing it. I'm glad to see it. At least in the respects that it'll take you a while before you can strip enough of this bullshit out of your head that you can really go into work. But remember, the prime directive isn't to interfere with people. It's to teach yourself how to interact from a nullity with no attachments. There's no attachments. There's no emotion to that, right? It's just some asshole spouting bullshit. And you got to take them out before they come to your fucking town and fuck it all up. That's literally what this is. Okay? And if you're doing it, I think I've already proved time and again that they've been doing it to you. And somebody will say, who is they? And I'll say, the dickheads that were the eugenicists, right? Columbia, Harvard, yeah, Oxford. These motherfuckers weren't joking. They're doing it in your noodle right now while you tell me they ain't. Some of you have caught it. That's right. There's bats in your fucking belfry. Your lights on, but ain't nobody home, motherfucker. And you'd better do something or off to wherever you're going to go is wherever you're going to go. Ignorance is bliss, but it sucks when they use that ignorance to put your ass in a hole somewhere. So anyway, this went too long. Sorry about it. That's the cycles. Don't ask me no more on them, man. I don't want to do no more.